The man stood frozen in terror as the mysterious liquid writhed on his chest, seeping through his clothes and into his body until they became one. The experiment appeared successful. Dr. Drake smiled with satisfaction from behind the glass. But suddenly, the man's limbs began to twist violently, and within seconds he collapsed, dead. The journalists watching were stunned by the horrific scene. Throughout the lab, various test subjects were imprisoned, some barely clinging to life, others in an indeterminate state between life and death. Eddie was about to slip away quietly when someone recognized him. A woman desperately banged on the glass, pleading for help. Eddie realized it was the homeless newspaper vendor. His compassionate nature wouldn't let him abandon her to die. Acting quickly, he grabbed a fire extinguisher and smashed the glass. But instead of showing gratitude, the woman lunged at Eddie, her hands clamping around his throat. In that moment, the toxin transferred into Eddie's body, and she immediately collapsed, lifeless. Eddie turned and ran, only to collide with incoming security guards. He quickly recovered, taking down 2 guards with a sliding tackle, not yet aware of his transformation. He kicked open the heavy steel door and fled. The Foundation's men pursued relentlessly, their guards determined to gun him down on sight. Eddie ran for his life, accidentally smashing through a fallen tree trunk. When the guards reached the scene to surround him, Eddie had vanished. He had somehow managed to scale a massive tree and was now perched dozens of meters up, successfully evading capture. Back home, Eddie was ravenous. He devoured everything in his fridge, but the meager portions couldn't satisfy his hunger. Desperate, he resorted to digging through the trash, greedily devouring yesterday's leftover duck leg. Just then, his neighbor started another irritating musical practice session. The grating sounds drove Eddie to the edge. Though he initially intended to politely ask them to stop, their dismissive attitude triggered something in him. Eddie's face contorted into a terrifying expression, causing the neighbor to hastily back away and apologize.